didn't pay attention to politics in any meaningful way. And
I
then,
said, shit, me too.
when Trump was running for office, I didn't want him to be elected.
I said, shit, me too.
I feel like I landed into politics kind of accidentally.
Purely coincidental.
And I say accidentally because I thought I was a liberal my whole life. I thought I was on the left my whole life and really didn't pay attention to politics in any meaningful way. And then,
I said, shit, me too.
when Trump was running for office, I didn't want him to be elected.
I said, shit, me too.
I was like, this, not because I thought he was a racist or a sexist, but just because I thought it was crazy to go from Obama, who had a certain decorum about him.
Oh, no, I thought he was sexist and racist.
To suddenly this sort of brash New Yorker.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was weird when all of a sudden the people that liked Trump, everyone thought he was like this iconic symbol of business. He was in rap songs. Trump was the status, flipped on him in 1 second. I didn't buy the narrative that he was in the media for 3-4 decades. And suddenly you wanted me to believe overnight that he was like Adolf Hitler and a racist.
You're all the bad things about all of these people.
So I just didn't trust the media's narrative about him. And so I decided to actually listen to what he said. I still didn't vote for him in 2016.
Well, you did better than me because I wasn't even listening in 2016. I was just like, nope. Yeah, Cash says, yeah, I thought I was a leftist. I mean, I was right there. I was such one of these days, I'm gonna. That's what I can do. So what I wanted to do for a while is to go back in my my old audio only podcast that I was doing in 2014 and 2015. And actually 2015, 2016, because I remember I had a friend where we did a 3-part, like a 3-episode series. And each episode was like, you see what I do here. I be talking. And it was me and my co-host and a guest who was an early fan of Trump. And to me and my co-host, we were like, dude, that is insane. You are crazy. Obviously, Trump is not going to be the president of the United States of America.
That is ridiculous.
And then he became the nominee. So we brought him on again. And we're like, oh, okay. All right. Now this is getting serious. But like, come on, bro. Come on. And like, he's not going to be Hillary Clinton. It's Hillary Clinton.
She's a regular succubus, and she can't be defeated.
And then he won, and we brought him back on. So I wanted to do that. But I also wanted to look at some of the old stuff that I had posted on Facebook, because that was my main thing at the time. That was my main platform. And I can imagine that there's some really, really stupid hashtag never Trump stuff. And yeah, just like Cash, we didn't know. And as long as you stay learning, then it's all good. We said I had some hope that the Dems were functional, but nope. The Reapers are bad, but not a death cult. And that's really all it is. That's really all it is, because I hate the GOP. I hate Republicans. I hate the war hawkish ideology of what Republicanism has become.
Why don't you tell us how you really feel?
But it's not a death cult.
So I decided to actually listen to what he said. I still didn't vote for him in 2016. But I wanted to just listen to what he actually said. And then when I saw what he was saying versus how it was being reported, I just found it to be extremely dishonest.
But that's not what he said.
So I started researching more, learning more. And then I got kind of angry, like just with the lies, because I do think Black Americans are intentionally manipulated emotionally by the media and, kind of kept dumb but emotional intentionally by the school system.
How could you do this?
How could America do this?
When I started reading up on like Thomas Sowell, Shelby Steele, a bunch of Black scholars I originally had dismissed as Uncle Toms, and irony now is I get called an Uncle Tom all the time. So
Trey, let me guess, you hate Thomas Sowell.
I got what was coming, but yeah, and then I realized that actually I've always been a conservative. I just didn't know it, and economically speaking, of course, the conservative arguments make the most sense.
Does that bother you that people call you an Uncle Tom?
No, not at all. First off, because if they read the book, Uncle Tom was the hero. But
yeah, Seabass is not wrong. He said Trump pushed warp speed, and Trump is still proud of the jab. And he and Mike Johnson are both pushing us faster down the path to destruction. So I don't know about that part, but yeah, he's definitely still proud of the jab. But he should be.
Wait, what do you mean?
That's the thing. He should be. Project Warp Speed was an amazing feat of medical science. Just because It was an amazing feat of medical science. Doesn't mean you should be forced to inject it into your body. It was still an amazing feat of medical science. It's nuanced, but it's not complicated. Mike says, I was a Republican and didn't believe that Donald Trump would be president. Yeah, I don't think most did for a long time. And so what was it, the actual nomination, or was there something that had you flip that were like, oh, okay, or at least maybe not think like this is the guy, but what made you start taking him seriously? Exactly. He wasn't he definitely wasn't great with the rhetoric of fighting back with us. That's where you can have issue. Where it's like, yo, yeah, okay, you made this thing, but now they're weaponizing it. It's your thing. Warp speed is your thing. They're weaponizing your thing. And you didn't stick up for anybody. So that you can definitely say. But being proud of warp speed is not a bad thing. Mike says, I flipped for Trump after he started doing what he said he was going to do. I was shocked. Shocked, I tell you. Yeah, imagine that. A politician who's actually going to do what they say. Seabass says, correct, doesn't want us. Yeah, that is the difference. Big difference.
No, not at all. First off, because if they read the book, Uncle Tom was the hero. But also because I get it. You know, how can I fault people for something that I would have engaged in for the majority of my life? I thought the same thing about Black conservatives. Like, I thought it was this betrayal, but I never actually understood it. It was just an emotional response. And I think that kind of is, if you come out of the public school system, I can't imagine how you could be a Black conservative when just the way that they even tell us our own history is just not true, you know?
Do you think that that's true with most people though? Like, you know, like when you think of a Trump or just anybody, you're fine with them, but then you learn like their politics, or you learn what they believe spiritually, and then you're like, you're turned off from it.
No, unless it's specifically these the ideas that you push, then no. Because even if somebody thinks wrong things, number one, I'm confident enough in my rhetorical skills to be able to change their mind for the most part. And number two, I know that I'll be able to tell the difference between, is this somebody who is willing to change their mind or is open to change their mind, or is it somebody who is not going to, you know, let anything through? And that would be the reason that I would just be turned off. Not the fact that you know, they are different. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed that clip, check out the full live stream link in the bio and catch me live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. See you there.